our first guest is one of the most famous competitive swimmers, also happens to have 12 Olympic medals.
Wow. Okay, so he's joining us today to share how he mentally and physically recovered after suffering a horrific accident. But he's still a star in our book. Ryan Lochte, welcome to Be Well.
It's so
thank you for having me.
It's so lovely to have you. You posted this video of your recovery. So, you know, all of a sudden we know you've had this terrible accident. What happened?
You know, it was a freak accident. I was driving on the way to pick up my kids from school. Okay. And it was about like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and a truck swerved in front of me. And in front of that truck was a garbage truck that was parked in the middle of the road. They had no cones, no flashing lights, and the truck in front of me swerved out of the way. I tried to swerve out of the way. I ended up hitting the back of the truck, destroyed my truck. Luckily, no kids were in my car because they would have been dead. I survived. So, I mean, someone upstairs was definitely watching over me.
You could say that again. And the cops were even surprised to see that you were alive at that moment. So what were your injuries and how were you treated?
Oh, I mean, I'm still trying to recover from it. I broke my femur completely in half. I had some stitches in my forehead, bruised ribs, and then as I got after surgery and everything, like a couple months down the road, the bolts that were in my leg to help keep my femur together snapped in half.
No.
So that what caused me to have knee surgery, because all that pressure was putting on my knee. So I tore my meniscus.
You're a peak performer athlete. How do you try to stay still, I guess, to heal?
This was the hardest thing that I could ever do or try to overcome, was not being able to pick up my children. That was the hardest thing, when they were like, because I'm a big kid. They're like, "Daddy, fun day, daddy, daddy, daddy." And when they come to me and run to me, and I'm like, I'm sitting there in bed and I can't move. It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
I know it's also hard not being able to get in the pool. So do you think you'll ever be able to compete professionally again?
I'm waiting until my leg is 100% better.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to try to push it. I'm not going to try to set myself and take 2 steps forward and 5 back.
Right.
So once my leg is fully, completely healed, I might be back in the water. You might see me racing again.
I was going to say LA. I mean, it's LA,
Yes.
right?
I know.
Now, do your kids know that you're this Olympic legend?
Right.
My son does. He's 7 years old. Actually, one Halloween, he wore all my medals on, and he had a little Speedo on and a cap that said Lochte. He's like, "I'm like Daddy." I'm like, "Oh my God."
I'm glad you didn't
Too cute.
exchange
Too cute.
medals for candy. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, I think it's beautiful that you're not only helping your family and you, but you're also helping future swimmers learn how to swim. Tell us about your nonprofit.
I'm starting to do these clinics, swim clinics, all across the country. I teamed up with Lifetime. I'm teaching these kids about the things that I've learned throughout my swimming career. And we go into a lot of mental health issues, just because, I mean, you see it all over TV, like a bunch of athletes, it's all about mental health, and they're starting at a young age. And I was like, guys, look, it's just a sport. That's it. It doesn't run your life. There's so much more to life than swimming. So I try to have fun with these kids and let them understand that, dude, it's just a sport that we all love to do. You gotta just go out there, give it all, and the outcome will be fantastic, but there's more to life than that.
Well, I wish you continued healing. It was so lovely to meet you, Ryan.